Hello everybody, welcome again to the Hero Tongues podcast. My name is Bart.
My name's Adam. I'm the native English speaker and ESL teacher. Bart's one of my students, and we do a podcast every week together, and we talk about English usage, basic, semi-advanced, intermediate, advanced. We just go on random flow, random structure, and conversational English.
Exactly, we are talking about basically everything.
Yeah.
So today we will talk about what if, and that would be interesting topic.
Yeah, the topic of what if, and we're going to explore and explain what if this, what if that, and it's just loose conversation. Hopefully that you can pick up on the way I speak. Bart, who is native Polish, who's learnt a very high standard of English from me, and we just talk about it and shoot things around a little bit, and it's nice for people to listen, pick up on, and you can ask questions or answer questions in the bottom as well also, so during the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So today we will talk about what if. So I will start with the first question. What if you win a lottery?
What if I won the lottery? So what if I won the lottery?
I would say $1 million.
Only one, so like
Only one.
It's more than I
Only
have.
one, yes,
Yeah,
only
so it's
one.
more than I have, but I'm saying it's not a big price now. So you'd be looking to probably invest 50% of that straight away, especially in today's economy. Not that I'm some big business leader, but I would do the sensible thing and get an advisor. And secondary to that, I'd probably give quite a lot of it away because I'm happy with what I have. But if I got more, I don't think it would make me much happier ultimately. I'd have more things, but things don't make you happy. So I'd try to make people who are unhappy have things that make them happy. So I'd make a plan on how to spread maybe a quarter of that. I'd keep a quarter, invest a half, and give a quarter away.
Yeah, and will you talk about it to somebody?
Yeah, not everybody though, because no, I'd do it very subtly. I'd do it very subtly, but I'd try to like improve people's lives with it definitely, because like there's different levels of life obviously, but no.
So will you choose some special charity, or will you try to find for yourself somebody who looks like need money?
You probably just initially start with finding random people that you could view and think, I think they need help. But there's also companies that probably do that already for people who have a lot of money, and you can invest. But like you can do lots of charitable things with money. But that's what I'd do. What would you do if you won a lot?
If I win lottery, probably per first week I will do nothing with it.
Okay, you just look at it.
Yeah, I will just look at it and try to calmly, I would say, work with this topic.
Okay.
But later, yeah, probably I will keep half or more for myself. I could use some to give some kind of the gifts to my family, I would say, but not like clothes or phones or things like that.
No.
I would buy some cars or some, not cars, I would say houses, I want to say.
Yeah, houses.
Or something like
Land
this.
and houses.
Yes, land, houses, something.
And you could give those to people to live in.
Yes, exactly.
But it's only 1 million, so it's not going to go very far. But I think to invest will be the best thing. And then you can make it go further then.
Yeah, try to invest it to something, and probably I will lose my job. I don't know.
Maybe. That's more speculation.
Yeah, that's
But
more speculation.
so next question. If you could invite, if you could, so like this is another one, what if? So what if you could invite any 4 people to your house for dinner and spend some time with them, like 3 or 4 hours? They can be people from the past, current people, or people that potentially might arrive in the future. So if you have a creator of something that might be created in the future, so past, present, future, 4 people, who would you invite?
Would I invite?
Yeah. Just speculatory, like who would you invite? Who do you find interesting?
Yeah, probably some of the football players, because I liked football.
Okay.
And I said I liked because now I'm not following the
Poland
football.
are playing right now, actually. Poland are playing the Netherlands right now. It's the Euros.
Yeah, but
and it's 1-1
I
actually.
want to talk with the football players face to face to see how they behave, because the things that we are seeing social media are totally different.
So you'd want some personable mentality.
Yeah.
Like what kind of people are they behind the public eye, like in private? Are they interesting or are they not?
Yeah. That would be a little bit controversial, but probably some people like Hitler. That would
it'd be interesting.
But that would be interesting to talk with the guy like this and ask why he behaved like
why
that.
Why did he do this?
And
I think a bigger question around that topic, going off the topic, is why did all the soldiers follow those instructions? Why didn't one of them say it's not good this? So that's a different topic altogether. But so you've got a footballer, Hitler,
total opposite,
strange one, Hitler, and who are the other two? You probably struggle to get more guests now. Once they say, "Oh, I don't mind Lewandowski coming to dinner, but Hitler, I draw the line under Hitler." Like once he goes, it's a killjoy actually. But I was gonna come, but sorry, I'm busy tonight. That's what I'll say.
What else? It's really tricky question because there is a lot of people who are interested.
At the moment, you've got a footballer, ex-professional footballer, or professional, and you've got a dictator. They're probably one of the worst ever. So you need someone funnier now, probably, to lighten the mood.
Somebody funny? Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, how English is he, Mr. Bean? But also, Mr. Bean doesn't talk in a lot of his sketches, so he'd be a very quiet guest, but maybe he'd do some funny noises and do some funny stuff. Mr. Bean was big, though.
I really like this guy.
He's funny, he's funny. He's a good comic. You would say he's a comic, which is a comedian, so he's very funny. And the last guest? Honestly, can you give me some type of the guest? So you've got a comedian, a dictator, a professional sportsman. You're missing the great mind now.
Great mind?
Yeah.
Elon Musk, probably.
Yeah, so Elon, so someone, and you talk about what? What would you talk to him about?
About his, I would say...
Ideology
and visions.
Okay.
Because
where's he going? Where does he want
because he's out of the everything.
He is, yeah.
His way of thinking he's like creator.
Obtuse, you would say. So he comes at things from a different angle, different perspective. Yeah, he's good at lateral thinking and he's good at like seeing into the future. But I think Teslas are going not so good at the moment. But not bad, but like I think this BYD in China.
I mean, not exactly Tesla interests me the most, but the whole career of this guy, how he started, how he worked. SpaceX is also interesting thing.
He is an interesting character.
Yeah, and he also as I saw in the internet, he's really already in the AI and he wants to improve it.
I think what he wanted to do with AI was regulate it a little bit more. He's like a keen advocate to who is going to police, like we have the police, who is going to police AI. When is enough and when is it ready to police? Because I think he can see potential problems coming.
Yeah.
He talks about AI controlling, 50,000 drones and creating a war. They could put bombs on the drones and start a war. And who controlled them? Is it, who owns the? It's a very crazy situation. But I think he's heading in the right direction with it.
So that's the 4 people that probably I will choose.
Do I have to pick someone?
Yeah.
Oh, so I have to pick
Go
someone.
ahead.
So I'd probably not pick sporting people, I'd pick great minds. So I'd have like your typical people like your Edison and your Einstein, they'd be the first two. So I find them as really interesting to talk to. Mm-hmm. Also like an artist, like a musical artist or like a Mozart or someone, I think they'd be really interesting to speak to. Just because you've got 3 great minds working together from different eras. And I think it'd be interesting to be a fly on the wall, you would say, a fly on the wall, and just make food and drinks and watch those 3 out of the 4 have a chat. Because I think their conversation would be more interesting than what I could offer them. You'd have Mozart and Edison all talking about stuff, and they'd come up with some new idea probably about something. I just think it'd be funny to watch how it develops. And then the last guy, I'd have probably comedians, someone like Jim Carrey. I find Jim Carrey very funny, especially when he was in The Mask and this. I find him very funny. But he's also a super intelligent guy and he's got a strange outlook on the world. And
a lot of comedians are intelligent. They are because they are kind of actors.
You have to be, I think, to be witty.
A lot of them finish studies.
Yeah, I think to be witty and fast thinking, you need very good lateral thinking and fast intelligence, like fast memory. So, yeah, probably him. And I'd talk to him about lots of things. You know, I just think he's one of my favourite actors ever. And I'd talk to him about a lot of things. Other questions? You got some other questions on
Yeah,
that?
so what if cars could fly?
Whoa. So they technically already do at the minute. So you can get cars which are road legal. I think there's a company in Norway, I can't remember the company, and they make a car.
Yeah,
with
but it's a
wings.
little bit complicated to use
But it
the
takes
to
off.
fly.
It takes off, and it's quite. I've got the video somewhere, but it goes in and it's drivable on the road. It holds two people.
I mean, yeah, but imagine that kind of the car that you don't need to have 200 meters to start to take off.
Oh yeah, things like that.
I'm thinking about something like you have car or
Helicopter
some
car.
Yeah, it's a kind of helicopter car. Then you can move from one place to the other.
But I think we're still looking at it from a jaded perspective. I mean, like aliens, for example, they don't think about propulsion. I think they control the space-time around them, or they know how to operate with gravity. So you could have a helicopter. So the whole point of helicopters being wide is the amount of downforce that they can, and how they got amount of lift, that they provide to take off. So when you see like army helicopters or Chinooks, you call them, what carry a lot of weight, they have double blades on. It's for carrying the amount of weight that they can carry. So technically you could have, the problem with a helicopter car would be the wingspan, the blade span would be too much. You can't
but
just...
if it would be possible to
Right,
make
right. So I'm getting there. He's impatient like this sometimes. Not always, just sometimes. Like, come on, we've got more questions.
just 3
I'm
times
going
a minute.
somewhere with this. So then you could have a 2 meter wingspan, so you could land in this room, no problem. But you'd need maybe 6 rows of blades. But where would you store all them? And it's heavy, and so we're still coming with the perspective of something else. But I think once you can control lift and move around, and we have a different power source, they'll be just straight away like this. But I think Elon Musk, your friend, he's building tunnels under the ground, some high-speed tunnels under the ground. So he's thinking not above, below. So that's an interesting concept again.
Yeah, but I mean that would be interesting if somebody will invade technology like this. And the most interesting part would be how to manage a space in the air.
Yep, but it has to be done with AI.
Yeah.
Just like you have the driverless taxis in China.
Because normally in the road we have like signs, we have crosses and something like this. How it will look like
But
in
I
the air.
saw a driving...
Just straight down.
Yeah, straight. How do you do it? So they'll have... But AI will have the invisible driving lanes in the sky and stuff, a bit like Blade Runner. But I saw a driverless taxi video on Instagram and on YouTube also with this taxi. And they get inside and someone's recording their journey. And there's roadworks going on. And there's a guy, the lights aren't working. There's a guy waving cars through with the whistle. And the driverless car handles the situation perfectly. So I'm guessing in 15, 20 years, they'll be able to handle a couple of 100 cars in the sky. And there'll be limits and systems. And I don't think they'll be called cars anymore. They'll just be transfer vehicle. You'll call them something. They'll call them something.
But regarding the AI car taxi, I saw an interesting video in YouTube probably. That guy had shared with a stop sign. And it checked it and the car stopped because guys stand next to the...
well, maybe that's one for the Just Stop Oil protesters. Yeah. So in the future you'll have a lot of protesters like these Just Stop Oil protesters. I'm not saying they're doing a good or a bad job, but maybe that's the way to stop the AI cars in the future, create fake things. So I think eventually though the camera systems will get that good. You know, it won't be able to... So, like, this is another strange out of the box question. If you could upload your consciousness into a computer system, would you do so? So, but on the secondary to that, would you allow the internet access to that? So
every memory will be could be
everything you are, you do, your habits, the way you pick your nose, the way you scratch your ear, the way you drive your car, the way you think about outlooks on things. You can upload it all into a computer, and someone can sit there, one personal person or a couple, and integrate and talk with it, whether it's via Alexa type voice or AI or whatever. But secondary to that, would you allow it to be uploaded to the internet?
Probably not. If I could...
would you keep it personal?
Yeah.
And would you ever let it become uploaded to the internet, and why?
I think it is kind of the risky.
Why though?
I mean, if something like this will exist,
Yeah.
Anybody could check your previous life and take the situations, for example, from your life which wasn't fine for you.
Yeah, they could do. They could do that. So all the negatives.
And yeah, every negatives, I would say that your whole family could see your negative sides. I would say.
But maybe your consciousness could live on online.
Yeah.
Would you be aware of it, or are you dead? Or is your consciousness still? Do you still think you're alive because you're somewhere?
I don't think so.
That's what I mean. It's a deep question. It's a deep question. But I personally think once I'm dead, I'm finished. I've already said I'll donate all my organs. I'm on some list, and at the moment I'm on like bone marrow lists. If anybody wants, they can have my bone marrow. It's very good quality. And if you need some organ when I die, please take them. They're very healthy. So I'm on this list. But I wouldn't upload my consciousness. Like, I think some people have done that. I think they've had their head severed before they die, so they're technically still alive, and they've had their whole face, brain and everything cryo stored. So in 50 years or 100 years, they might be able to restart this head and brain and put on something else. So they've paid a service to do that. That's real. But I don't know how I feel about it. So again, your friend, his friend, Elon Musk, has created...
I have weird friends.
Good friendship with him. He knows him off ChatGPT, and he just knows him. He's best friends. And he has created something called Neuralink, and he can help people who can't do anything, quadriplegics, use a computer and things. I think that's revolutionary. But I wonder if the signal is controlled, they can in the future control the signal both ways. So maybe they could upload medication to that guy, even though there's no medication involved. The memory is telling his brain that he's had paracetamol, so he gets less pain. But could they also do things like stand up and control the nervous system, so he's not a quadriplegic anymore? So it's going to be interesting in the future.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking from the IT perspective, how many data should we save? Because if you want to do something like this, you will need to save all the things that you saw. So
how much memory?
Yeah, how much memory? Yeah.
But I think you're looking at it from
emotions,
classical
movements, everything.
But you're looking at it in an intelligent way. But you're looking at it at this point now, in my vision, you're looking at it in a classical way. So you're thinking about memory. I think in the future we'll have a kind of organism, what will be a memory. It's like a living organism which has no data limit. It's stored in a different kind of way. They might store information in light. They might store information just in the ether here. The Hadron Collider, they might find a new element, but we can just store unlimited data in. So I know they've created a disk at the moment in China. It's going back to the disk type of thing. But it holds something like 1 million Blu-rays, and it's completely clear. You can see through it, and it's completely clear. But people are saying if you scratch it, it's all the data gone. But they've created this disk now, what can store like almost unlimited amount of data, and it's a disk. So they're getting close now to discovering elements and materials. I think data will just be there. Data will be online. It will be what we can't see. There won't be memory and bytes anymore, I think, and plugged into the heart and the mind. It'll all just be everywhere. But we'll crack the code, I think, one day, and there'll be a new jump in evolution. Until we get there, we're still playing second fiddle, you would say, which means we're trying to become stronger in the future, but we're kind of living in the past with our old views, with electric and bats. I think we'll move on from that one day. In my view, I think we'll just crack the code one day. Some new Edison.
Probably somebody is working on it right now.
Maybe we have it. I don't know. I think maybe alien technology will crack the code somehow. Area 51.
Okay, I have another one.
Yeah.
What if electricity was not invented?
Yeah, if it wasn't invited to the party. If it wasn't, what would happen if electricity wasn't invited to the bathtub? Well, I wouldn't have been electrocuted to death. So it's like, it doesn't like water actually. Water and electric are not best friends. So you could say if it wasn't if it wasn't invented, electric. Whoa! Like, where do we start with that?
I can imagine.
That's basic.
I mean, I can't imagine it already. It is.
I'm struggling to get my head around it. I'm trying to go back in history and think, what if?
Yeah,
I don't know if life would be better though.
We have times in our time, I would say, that we didn't have electricity per one day because something has happened and.
No hot water.
Yeah, not hot water, not.
Unless you have a storage tank, but people tend not to have them.
Not light.
Light, yeah.
Light.
Yeah, it would make. It's hard to explain because once you take something away, you realise how much you miss it and how much you use it. But if you never had it, you've adapted to have it without. So if it was never invented, we wouldn't have known. So we
will have some alternative things.
We'd have alternative. We have fire and things, and they have different things, and they use natural gas. What they light in the vase and with mirrors in, like original lighthouses with mercury, and they provide the really bright light in this. But I think electricity first started with like radio waves, didn't it, or something? They were transmitting electricity wirelessly at first, but then they realised it was very difficult to control, and then they started using the wires. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can technically transmit electricity with no wires, but I think it's very difficult to harness and what it does. But yeah, I think Tesla, the initial Nikola Tesla, the original, I think he was revolutionary. But there's like very loads of conspiracy theories about him. Like, did he get killed by the government? Could maybe he stumbled upon a way of creating free electric, and they didn't want that. But that's another path altogether. I think if you don't know about something and you've never had it, you don't miss it.
Yeah, but we are saying that we have now electricity.
If someone take it away,
yeah.
Then the whole world crashes at the moment. If you just take electric away completely, like no backup generators, no nothing, big problems.
Yeah.
Until we adapt, but there'll be many deaths, many problems, and it wouldn't be a very good situation.
Can you imagine? That's
just the internet, not electric, just the internet. Yeah. So electric is, I
mean, for some people, when the Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp wasn't working, that was the thing that they thought that...
How long did that last for, though? It wasn't too long.
It was, I don't know when, 2 years ago, but for 2 days.
Yeah, and it made a big problem.
Yeah, and people were calling to the internet provider that something is wrong with the internet because it doesn't work. But only 3 services didn't work.
No, it was strange. But no one's ever really come out with an explanation why. That's a strange one. Maybe they were implementing some spyware at this point. You don't know, so it's a crazy one, really. Okay, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So this is again, what if? We're sticking to the what if. What if you were famous? What would you do if you were famous? So like, what if you...
Okay, but...
If you were famous, so like you were born famous, you didn't become famous. Okay. So you're a royal family member, or...
Like I am Kim Kardashian right now.
Well, she was made for... Yeah, but I think your chest is a little bit flatter than hers, and also different proportions in the body.
I would say the same like you said with the electricity. Probably that will be my normal world, and I wouldn't know how other people works, and I would thought that
it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal in this case.
So it's normal. So then you don't really have much answer for that because you don't know what kind of person you're. So okay, what happens if you go? This is another idiom, from rags to riches. So you became super famous. Like most people do in life, you become super famous. Rather from sporting activities, from investing, from family wealth, from just being lucky. What would you do, and why would it be?
In which type of the life, I would say? I would be musician or sport.
Yeah. So what context?
What context?
You just got lucky one day. You bought $500 of Bitcoin when it was 0.4 of a dollar to buy, and now you sell it. It was just lucky. You never could explain why.
But
Bitcoin.
I would
You're a Bitcoin multimillionaire.
Yeah, but I would divide being rich with being famous.
That's why you're famous. You're famous for being the richest Bitcoin investor. Just like the kid on the YouTube who bought like $1,000 of Bitcoin and he sold it and he's like 13.
I will not.
He just was random. He's the famous Bitcoin kid. So you're the famous Bitcoin guy.
In this context, I would say that nothing will change, not too much.
Yeah.
Because I think that people who are famous musicians, actors, they have worst life because anybody know them.
Yeah.
In the case of Bitcoin, I guess that maybe it's 2% from the person from the world. I was just guessing. But,
Wow.
I probably will change a little bit my hairstyle or something, and people won't recognize me.
Yeah, so you probably wouldn't change too much. I think it all depends on your journey. How you become famous, like you said. Are you oligarch from Russia that deals with criminal operations? Then you're probably a bit strange. But if you're like some investor that got lucky, you probably have a nice outlook on life, and you realise that you're no different than everybody else. You just got lucky. If you're a hard-working investor and it takes 20 years to become rich, you have it depends, doesn't it? It's the context of how you got famous. But so the answer to that is the context is important, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can decide what you would be like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, probably my life wouldn't change a lot. I will keep it like it is right now. Maybe with the higher level of the being, I would say. So better quality food, more diets, also what
so you'd probably increase your life expectancy a little bit.
That's it.
Usually they associate a rich lifestyle with being overweight, but I think that's the old school way of living.
Yeah.
When you look at entrepreneurs now like Zuckerberg and all the big hitters, you would say, they all go on like yoga retreats and they eat good food and they train boxing and they actually look after their health.
Yeah.
So these new age rich people want to live longer, whereas the old people, like you associate with being greedy and big and lots of nice food, and I think it's changed now. But you don't have to be rich to be healthy.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, and it's unlimited value is being healthy.
Yeah, but it is easier. Because
it's easier.
It's easier a little bit because you have access to better quality of the food.
100%. You get a personal chef and things, but with motivation, it's nothing that you can't do yourself.
Yeah. So in this context, I would say that I will invest more in the private diet chef master instead of supercars.
You'd invest in your health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Health is wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And if you have wealth to provide that health, then it's just easy, But it just makes your life easier. But you can still do very well, healthily wise, with no money or little money.
And it also depends on the context because probably I will need to do something with my life. I will need to find something new that I will work on.
Yeah.
To
a meaning, a purpose, a direction. Why are you here? Yeah. I think that's important. People need that. You need a direction. That's it. So last question. I think we're heading on to the last question here.
So what if AI control the world?
I knew it was in this one. So super big question again. I don't know. You can help me with that.
I would say that AI already controlled the world.
Do you think so?
Yes.
I think they're implementing it just in small ways at the moment, like into the public eye anyway, with new laptops.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about from the different way, like AI algorithms which are implemented in the hugest social media.
Because that's been what many use.
YouTube Shorts, things like that. Everything will give you the content that you are enjoying the most.
And then they make more videos in that sector, and it's seasonal. And but I think in like new laptops that they sell now, it used to be. The tag word used to be smart devices, right? So smart washing machine, clap your hands, lights, Wi-Fi, smart house, and people still have that. Like, dishwasher is smart. I can control the dishwasher. You can control the lights, the cooker, the fridge. You can do all that. It's smart, if you know what I mean. But now they're selling laptops with AI technology. They're calling it. So the new Lenovo laptop will have AI, like the Pentium sticker or the whatever it'll have a sticker on saying AI, and I think it's hard loaded into the laptop that it has AI helping you now a little bit with everything.
How you will talk with laptop and it will make some.
I think they're in building platforms within the laptop, which unless you completely wipe the laptop, which you can do at any store or in your house, it's integrated into the software now is the AI. So whereas before you used to say, I agree to this, I agree to this, I agree to this, I think it just comes with the laptop now a little bit more. That's what I've heard on the adverts, like with AI, boosted AI technology. And it's basically spyware basically they're selling you, boosted into the laptop. So they call it AI. You might not want the AI, but it's built into the computer. And it's all connected. So you're training the AI. We are the trainers of the AI for free, the consumers. That's why ChatGPT is free.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get offered the newest one. So if I'm using ChatGPT quite a lot, sometimes I'll get an email offering me the newest one, ChatGPT forward to the 3.5 for free. And I can use it for like 10 minutes a day for free because I must use it a lot. And they think, oh, he's doing a good job of training it actually. We'll offer him that. And if you don't use it so much, or sometimes I ask really dumb questions to practice, it takes me back to 3.5. You must think he's not really using it that well. We'll take it away. So something's watching you that way as well. So AI is interesting. I think it can help the world though massively, especially with like operations and training surgeons, for example. Imagine training surgeons with AI, with VR AI. You know, they can practice online operations and things and get the feel and the touch with haptics and all sorts of things. It's very clever. But I think it's ultimately spyware. The ultimate building and foundation is it's all spying.
Yeah, but in the case of AI, in 10 years, the world will change dramatically.
Massively.
Yeah.
But this is another question really, but I think evolutionary wise, we're kind of like getting to our peak a little bit. We're not jumping since like when we created electric, since when we created combustion engines, since we created this. There were big jumps. Now there are incremental jumps. I think we've started to slow down now, but the quality of the world life is going down actually again.
Yeah, but we slow down, but somebody will invite something new in next 3 years, and
you think so?
Yeah.
With the help of AI?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Hard to say right now, but I guess that it will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think what's cool as well with AI, it's very basic for AI, but I thought it was cool and ingenious a little bit, was very inventive, was when they created music from previous composers or current ones to write songs in the same style, and they sound quite good.
Yeah, but that's
not ethically, like is it a good thing or bad thing, but I thought it was clever how it did it. But imagine saying make some music like Mozart, it would, and like some composed things that maybe he made that were only half completed, it could finish them off perfectly. So imagine what it can do when you start asking it really complicated questions. If we find some alien artifact, we said, how is the structure of this made? But it's only programmed enough for what we know. It's not I think ChatGPT 5 and above will understand things a lot differently. They'll become a lot more powerful. But it only knows what we know ultimately, but it can look at it from different angles.
I mean, already at the end, humans need to take care of the response from the chat and check it if it is correct or not.
Yeah, it's not fully flying by itself yet. It's coming to the ground and going back.
It's a tool. Already it's a tool to help.
It's a tool, and it, but I don't know. I don't know where this jump's going to come from, like you said. I can't see it happening yet, this jump. Little jumps, but not the big jumps. I don't know why, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think there'll be a world war before then. Maybe. Caused by that, probably. Because it only takes one wrong email to someone in Russia and there's big problems.
Yeah.
So, interesting topic. Finish it on a cheery note. And signing off. But thanks for listening. This was more of a conversational lesson where we just talk randomly about things, and hopefully that you can learn some new English words and how people flow with their English at different levels.
Exactly. So that's it for today.
That's it for today.
And I want to invite you to the Adam's English School. I'm also his student. He teach me to the level that I speak right now. We will write every information in the description down below, so check this out.
Yeah,
And
check the website, check what packages I offer. First lessons for free, and pleased to hear from you as always.
See you in the next one.
Yeah, see you later.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.